A Sufi mystic knocked at the door of a very rich man. He was a beggar, and he wanted just enough so that he could have his meal. The rich man shouted at him and said, "Nobody knows you here." "But I know myself," said the dervish. "How sad it would be if the reverse were true. If everybody knew me and I was not aware of who I am, how sad it would be. Yes, you are right. Nobody knows me here, but I know myself. These are the only two situations possible, and you are in the sad situation. Everybody may be knowing about you, who you are, but you yourself are completely oblivious of your transcendence, of your real nature, of your authentic being. This is the only sadness in life. You can find many excuses, but the real sadness is this: you don't know who you are. How can a person be happy not knowing who he is, not knowing from where he is coming, not knowing where he is going? Then 1,001 problems arise because of this basic self-ignorance. A bunch of ants came out of the darkness of their underground nest in search of food. It was early in the morning. The ants happened to pass by a plant whose leaves were covered with morning dew. "What are these?" asked one of the ants, pointing to the dewdrops. "Where do they come from?" Some said, "They come from the earth." Others said, "They come from the sea." Soon a quarrel broke out. There was a group who adhered to the sea theory, and a group who attached themselves to the earth theory. Only one, a wise and intelligent ant, stood alone. He said, "Let us pause a moment and look around for signs, for everything has an attraction toward its source. Or, as it is said, everything returns to its origin. No matter how far into the air you throw a brick, it comes down to the earth. Whatever leans toward the light must originally be of the light." The ants were not totally convinced yet, and were about to resume their dispute, but the sun had come up, and the dewdrops were leaving the leaves, rising toward the sun, and disappearing into the sun. Everything returns to its original source, has to return to its original source. If you understand life, then you understand death also. Life is a forgetfulness of the original source, and death is again a remembrance. Life is going away from the original source. Death is coming back home. Death is not ugly. Death is beautiful. But death is beautiful only for those who have lived their life unhindered, uninhibited, unsuppressed. Death is beautiful only for those who have lived their life beautifully, who have not been afraid to live, who have been courageous to live, who loved, who danced, who celebrated. Death becomes the ultimate celebration if your life is a celebration. Let me tell you in this way: whatsoever your life is, death reveals only that. If you have been miserable in life, death reveals misery. Death is a great revealer. If you have been happy in your life, death reveals happiness. If you have lived only a life of physical comfort and physical pleasure, then of course death is going to be very uncomfortable and unpleasant because the body has to be left. The body is just a temporary abode, a sarai in which we stay for the night and have to leave in the morning. It is not your permanent abode. It is not your home.